What I'm doing today is disassembling a Buescher Aristocrat Alto. Today going to be disassembling a Buescher Aristocrat Alto, starting with the upper stack, as you can see here. And from what I've learned so far, if you can get those rods out without using pliers, it's best, so that way you can feel the least force you have to use. If you use more force, you don't know quite sure if you're going to be bending things around, which is obviously not good. But here I'm using pliers as delicately as possible. This upper stack rod, I've already taken off all the lubrication, and I've already disassembled this saxophone once and reassembled it. This is the second disassembly, just practicing, and I wanted to show you what it was like. First, of course, it's much easier to get it disassembled than it is to get it put back together. There's the upper stack. You can see the board I have there with all the keys, and just cut forward a wee bit. Here's the palm keys, and I've got a template board there with places, holders for the rods, screws. If you don't have one of these bowls, you can buy one from Faree's, Music Medic. I just made one myself from some spare wood I had. Just a template to keep track of all your screws and rods. Very important. If you don't do this, you'll never be able to get it back together again properly. Or you might be able to, but it would be much more difficult. Also, here I'm using homemade screwdrivers. It amazes me how different saxophone screws can be, and each one really requires its own special screwdriver, which you can make your own with the bench grinder and a cheap screwdriver, which I did here. I know in the future I'll post a video how to do that, so that anytime you need a special screwdriver, just take a cheap screwdriver and go to your bench grinder and you can make it. This saxophone has quite a few dents that need to be fixed. So if you go to Faree's, you can take out these, and rather than having to buy an entire mandrel for your saxophone, you can get the N81 sax dent ball set for alto sax, $32, and get the N81 sax dent ball set and the N31 dent rod for $35. Now with those tools from Faree's, you can fix dents in the body of the saxophone without having to disassemble the bell and the bow and the body and putting it on a mandrel and hammering it. And so it's an economical way if you're like me, just beginning. It definitely helps to undo the springs. Pivot rods come out much easier. So here we are on the bottom stack. Detach all those springs so everything falls apart for you nice and lovely.
You can see them all good from this angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got them all. Let's see.
There's a tear in my beer for Auburn, 'cause they got beat by Bama real bad again this year. Well, there's a tear in my beer for the Barners, 'cause they got beat by Bama real good again. And even though they had home field advantage at Jordan Hare, it didn't matter much 'cause they got beat by Bama good this year. G-sharp, remember that. I want you to see around us now a friendly beat, and I want you to know winter time is gonna bring lots of snow. Can't believe what you and I together can believe.
try to remember how everything goes. Good thing I have this video. So now it's almost ready to be totally. I'm gonna unsolder this, take this off. I'm gonna straighten this body tube.
Well, thank you very much for watching. Of course, I'll probably never be able to get the sax back together, but at least I was able to disassemble it. Have a great day. Please subscribe and like this video. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.
Pretty nice, so maybe I shouldn't do the tarnish, but I want